Wait, your problem is America involvement.
This is how you solve the problem. Since you said you don't want, then you ask them, which language do you want? Do you want Arabic? Do you want, because there's medicine in Arabic, there's engineering in Arabic. So you follow these people and pacify them, educate them, then civilize them.
Okay. Barrister, before we should land on stuff, but I want to come to you, Barrister. Thank you so very much.
So don't estimate the value of education.
Okay, now let me come to you, Barrister. Sheik here did say that we should give it some time. The same time we gave to Boko Haram, translated to Lakorawa and the likes. How much time do Nigerians need to give for insecurity to be curbed totally? Because this is getting us to the point of zero again.
As long as this thing has become a weapon in the north, it will not end. Did you hear me? As long as the north still believe in Al-Majiri, it can never end. They know what they are doing. They cannot deceive us again. In the first place, who told you not to educate your people? Was it me? Nigeria had independence in 1960. All of us were here. You decided to choose whatever you want to choose, and now you want to blame us for your problem. Do you have the capacity to give your people free education like Awolowo? The Igbos never had any free education. So, why are you not telling us that if you let them uneducated? I don't get it. You don't feel that you have this entitlement mentality. Is it our fault that this is happening in your area? You people should go home and think. Yes, you created the problem. Don't run away from it.
Let me ask you. Do you think there are no kidnappers and criminals in the southeast or the southwest?
Sir, if what is going on in the southeast is the same thing that's going on in the north, in fact, it's like there will be peace in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much.
There will be peace in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
On your comment on education, I tend to agree with you that our leaders really have failed the nation because they have not concentrated on education. Everybody is after himself. I agree with you that one. I confess. But what I will not agree with you is criminality is everywhere. Everywhere. In fact, we never heard of kidnapping and armed robbery. It came to us in the north from the south. It was creeping slowly and it corrupted our people, and they are doing it now. So let us adopt.
The number of terrorists in the north today, if we should have them in the south, there will be no Nigeria. Is it true of us? We are trying here. We are trying here.
But you know what? Because the population of those underprivileged in the north is in millions.
Most of them are not Nigerians. You brought them here. The people that
that narrative. Look, nobody can tell you like me. Because I have had one-on-one chat with them. You know, they are pure Nigerians. I wouldn't rule out elements of non-Nigerians among them, but they are Nigerian heartsmen. And one thing I want to make you understand is that, you see, the north, with this large population of really uneducated people, really is becoming a national. Governor Soludo of Anambra State, when he was the central bank governor, he came to Ariwa House in Kaduna, and he said the poverty in the north, he fears that is going to constitute a security threat for the whole nation. He said this many years before even this started. So you see, we have to improve the economic situation and education and everything. Then this is the way to go about. But if you say you want to do it violently, you want somebody to come and massacre people, that will not work. That will not work.
Let's anchor the conversation here. Thank you very much, Sheik Gumi, for your
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's pray too. We pray that God bring mercy to this nation and bring unity between Muslims and Christians. I think Muslim and Christians should stay in peace in this country.
We pray that Muslim leaders should change their mind.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Please pray for Muslim leaders to change too.
I
agree with you.
Enough time to speak. But let's have your concluding.
Yes, I love the fact that Sheik himself admitted that the leaders in the north have failed. It's a clear indication that the north are beginning to admit. But I want to say it openly to Sheik now and to all our leaders. The time to get it right is now. There's no any other time. The time to get it right is now. It's a bigger opportunity for our president to negotiate with Donald Trump on all-inclusive security outfits all over the federation.
Or would you prefer we negotiate with China instead?
No, I think that now that America have indicated interest, it's a bigger opportunity for us to take advantage of that, not just for the north alone, inclusive of what is happening in the southeast. Because people are there, business is all operating on Mondays.
Yes.
So I'm saying holistically and collectively, it's not just a one-way traffic something. Let it be a collective bargaining.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Barrister Adams Atta, Barrister Darlington Agumore.
Wow. This is serious. This is a crash between Barrister Darlington and Sheik Gumi on this interview. I want you to pay attention. This is very important video you need to listen to. Very important. You see, the problems, it's not as if we don't really know the problems. It's just like because some regions feel they are superior than to others regions, it becomes a problem that everything should belong to the other. They should be in charge of everything, and everything has to be in their will, should be done in their will. But it's not like that, because we are one Nigeria. It shouldn't be. And again, in fact, I just want you to take your time, listen to it, because the reasons why we are having these conversations, it's because of the Northerners, because the problem started from there. And 80% of, if you talk about the problem of this country today, there is no solution. There is no way you talk about it, you will not bring the Northerner for the problem we are facing, what we are going through in this country. Because the 80% of the problem is from the North. Before you say the other 20% is spread across other regions. The North and the Middle Belt, that's where the problem is. So now this Sheik Gumi has been the mouthpiece of these terrorists. And now he is here talking, giving or telling us reasons why Trump should not come to Nigeria, or Trump should come, or this and this and that. The reasons why this banditry. I just want you to take your time, listen to what he said. And the response from Barrister Darlington, this message, yeah? Oh no, you try. Just take your time, watch this video. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Everybody want to choose. And terrorists, these jihadists that are killing Christians. Now, first, what is your immediate reaction to that? And do you think Christians are being killed, or is this a religious thing? Do you consider this, what's going on, genocidal?
Okay, it's a pleasure for me to have you on the show.
Number one, for me to have you on the show.
Yes,
go ahead, please.
The language of Trump is very contemptible and disrespecting the integrity and sovereignty of Nigeria. He called us. Go
ahead, please.
Okay, he called us a disgraced country. He also threatened Nigeria with a military action.
No, but the reason for the military action is because Nigerians, Christians, are being killed in their numbers. I don't know if you're familiar with the data.
So it means he's only concerned with the Christian lives.
Are you not concerned? Are you not concerned about the lives of Nigerians?
He's concerned with the Christian lives, and he's not concerned with the Muslim lives. No, but Muslims are losing every day to these terrorists.
If we x-ray the statement from President Trump, he said he didn't say he's going to come and kill Muslims. He said he will come and he would wipe out the Islamic jihadists.
No, you see, let's be pragmatic. Let's be pragmatic in what we do. He is specifically showing that he's a vanguard of Christianity and Christians here. That will automatically turn the Muslims against him. Even though he's fighting the terrorists. And one thing also, the terrorists, because they have been attacking Muslims more. Now, if by any chance he kill anyone terrorist in the name of protecting Christians, they immediately turn their guns directly on the Christians. Let me tell you what's happening. Why they kill Muslims? Let me tell you why they kill Muslims. Let me tell you why they kill Muslims.
Go ahead, please.
You see, these terrorists, I think if you don't know their psychology and you understand them, then you will mess up with them. They are killing Muslims in towns because they say they are revenging for what government or military is doing to them. Since they don't have access to the military, and the military is protecting these Muslims, so I will attack those who are protecting. This is the psychology, this is their mentality.
Is it okay? Is it okay that people are being killed?
Me and you cannot change it. So now if Trump comes says we are going to fight terrorists because they are killing Nigerian lives, it will be a completely different issue. But we are specifying that he is coming to protect Christians. This is really very unfortunate, and it shows.
Why you say that they are killing Muslims because of what the government is doing to them? What moral ground are they actually operating in Nigeria? They are not even Nigerians. Sometimes we actually learn that they are foreigners terrorizing.
Whatever they are, you don't give them an opportunity to cause the havoc. Look like what's happening now in Mali. Look at what's happening in Niger and other places. These people are armed from some places we don't know. Even the former Chief of Defense Staff, he said for 15 years they are fighting Boko Haram, and sometimes they find foreign currencies, euros and dollars in their pockets. So somebody is behind trying to destabilize Nigeria. But what I'm telling you essentially is, for Trump to say he's coming to protect Christians, particularly when Muslims are even dying more. This is the offensive word, and this has called, and this we should show this man we are a nation, a sovereign nation, that he should not interfere in our own internal affairs. Yes. But if he's saying he's coming to assist Nigerians, which we have many ways you can assist Nigerians.
Can I have just give me a minute, please? Let me put this out. Let me put this out there, and then we'll take your response, and also take responses from the studio, because we have other studio guests in here with us. Now, from what we understand, Nigerians are being killed in their numbers. A particular data has it that between October, between October 2023 and September 2024, about 4,788, about that, were killed, and out of that number, 3,100 are Christians that have been killed. So, does it matter what religion is being killed, or the fact that people are being killed, and Nigerians have also asked for support, foreign support? So if the United States will help Nigeria wipe out those that are killing Nigerians in their numbers, shouldn't Nigeria welcome such assistance? Why does it now seem, because you seem to be making it like, because they are coming to assist Christians who cried out, then it's now a war, it's not going to be between Christians and Muslims. Let me take you back to Uromi. What happened in Uromi, where a few individuals who were hunters, who were moving from one state to another, unfortunately, were mistaken to be terrorists, bandits, because they had a few weapons, and they were killed. We saw what happened. There was an outcry in the north. In fact, Governor Monday Okpebholo had to travel to Abuja, had to plead, and then promise to compensate the families of those who were killed. But Christians, Nigerians, have been killed in their numbers, displaced. And this amounts to genocide, really, where people are displaced and people are killed in their numbers, largely for their faith. So, are you not concerned that this might help solve the problem that Nigeria has been dealing with since 2009, the problem of Boko Haram? Shouldn't we be looking for a solution? And if there is one that can be arrived at without Nigeria's sovereignty being affected, why haven't we gone for that solution, Sheikh?
You just be patient and understand. If it's China coming to say that, people will believe it, because China is not closing into our internal affairs. If it's Russians, people will believe them. But America are not to be liars. They said Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction, and there is none. And they have caused confusion in Iraq, in Libya, and everywhere. So when they say Muslims are killing, or there is massacre of Muslims and Christians in Nigeria, from which side? They didn't specify whether it is the government or whether it is the Muslims that are doing it, or even if Christians are targeted. Whatever it is, if Americans can cure and eliminate the terrorists, I will welcome it myself. But I know they cannot.
Okay, when you say they cannot, let
me tell you. Okay. They have fought 20 years in Afghanistan. They could not finish them. Afghanistan is in Syria now. This same thing. And these terrorists, you see, it's not easy to just come and drop bombs here and there and think you will finish them. They have infiltrated the society, so it's going to cause more damage. More Muslims and more Christians will be killed if America would drop a bomb in Nigeria. I'm telling you this. You can take it for a record. So what we are trying to avoid, we are going to even compound it. Look, myself, I have been trying to see how we can pacify these people. I've been going to see how we can pacify these people and redirect them, because they are human beings. They listen and reason. But if you say you want to use force against force, then you will compound the problem and make the thing dirty. If Nigerian army, which has been very active in many hotspots, cannot deal with this issue for 18 years, for 15 years with Boko Haram, and now the bandits, and to me, the bandits are even more vicious, because
you said something about Nigerian army not being able to do something about it for some time now. You have been the person, or rather, news have actually carried it, that more like a mediate or some as an intermediary between them and the government, and that actually has sparked quite reaction among Nigerians. What can you tell us to be, some of the good points or flashpoints of your, interaction or discussion with them, especially when you had to get into the bush? The other time we're talking about giving them amnesty and all that. Yes.
You see, just to entice them to leave their weapons. You see, one thing good about it is, you see, you don't treat a disease without diagnosis. If a doctor can diagnose a disease, even if it's cancer, he will know how to manage it. So the good thing about it is, now before we are fighting a phantom, we don't know something is fighting us, coming to take us. We don't know that person. Now, by going to talk with them and sit down with them and to hear their grievances and understand their psychology, so we are able now to contain the problem. Now, Kaduna is relatively safe. I can say from you don't hear any more mass killings now in Kaduna, because we understand their psychology, and the governor is cooperating. We are talking to them, and they are keeping their weapons. They are not fighting. They still on the weapons. They hold the weapons. But you see, this is a small, gradual process in which slowly we will civilize them. We will take away their weapons and let them go to good citizens. So this is it. So it has to be systemic. But for America to come and start bombing in northern Nigeria, I'm telling you, the question.
Let's bring this conversation to
people have sympathy for the bandits.
Let's bring this conversation to the studio. Barrister Darlington, with you. I mean, you've been following this conversation, of course, what Sheikh have just said. From your perspective, first off, what's your general review of this statement from the U.S. government? Plus, from all that has been said thus far, is it clear right now that Nigeria seems to be negotiating with these bandits and terrorists in clear view of what, of course, the opposition would want to put up?
Thank you, David. It is unfortunate that we are going through this route. Seriously. It's unfortunate that America is even pitying us. America is angry with what is going on here. For God's sake, how can a group of people call themselves bandits and they are holding Nigeria to ransom? Where is it done? Can such a thing happen in America? That is why this man Trump is angry with us. This type of thing can never happen anywhere. And look at how we are trying to pamper them. Look at Moses. On a more serious note, they said anybody who go to the bush and fetch anti-infested firewood is calling for Lisa to come for a party in his house. If we have not allowed these people to come into Nigeria, will anybody be talking to us? Are we going to become a number in the CPC? But because we allow this thing, and leaders from the beginning, they were tolerating this voice. Moses, on what ground would anybody, any leader in Nigeria, not from the north or south, go outside and bring terrorists into Nigeria?
Pastor, do you have faith in the approach being carried out so far to assuage their temper?
It's a lie. No. Let me tell you, hold on. Somebody in this country once told us that there are good and bad bandits. I'll take my dictionary. I didn't see where they wrote these are good bandits and these are bad bandits. I don't know what that is. Somebody told us that they are their boss, that if anybody should attack them, they will not vote for that person. In this country, somebody told us that yes, that if government does not answer to them, there will be no peace in Nigeria. Mostly, this is a statement that was made for a man who claimed to be patriotic, a statesman. Is that how to solve the problem? You are pampering these boys, you are making them to become so bold. What audacity do they even have to attack anybody in Nigeria? For what? No, hold on. These other people, especially from the southeast, who have been fighting for themselves, do they look for government subsidy? They do not want for government to pamper them. No, these other people that are fighting for struggling to survive in Nigeria. Why must a group of people not tell us that we must answer them? They are this, psychological, this and this. These other Nigerians that are holding peaceful agitation, peaceful nature, peaceful businesses. I don't know Nigerians. So if all of us become bandits, what will happen to us, Moses? Hold on. If all of us become bandits, will Nigeria exist? You can see how we clearly bring problem into ourselves and we are now blaming America. How can anybody be held that?
Wouldn't America's involvement affect the sovereignty of Nigeria?
Sorry?
Wouldn't America's involvement affect the sovereignty of
Nigeria? As long as it involves terrorism. Terrorism in one state is terrorism all over the world. You remember at a point, America had to place a travel ban on some countries where terrorists are going this way. You remember? Good. That will tell you that
you are in support of America invading Nigeria.
100%.
Guns are blazing.
I said 100%. Since the government has refused to listen, and leaders are not doing helping matter.
Wouldn't that affect the sovereignty of Nigeria?
You now have a sovereignty where terrorists are not telling you what to do, Abi. You now have a sovereignty where terrorists are on the dining table with government, telling government what to do, and leaders are supporting it in Moses. That will be my annoyance. Why would anybody utter such words? These are things you should frown at. Who brought them to Nigeria? Was Nigeria like this in 1999? Moses, please disrespect yourself. Who brought them into Nigeria? What are they doing here? Why are they not in Ghana? Why are they not in the Republic of Benin? Please, why are they not in South Africa? You can see, we forgot the genesis of our problem and we are blaming America. Let them come, if that will solve the problem. Since people don't know what to do, let them come and help us. Look at now, as I'm talking to you now, almost 20 villages have been taken over in Plateau and Benue. Moses, who are they to occupy those villages? Are they Christians? The real Indians of those states are not in IDP camp and they are the farmers in Nigeria. Can you beat that? And yet, nobody is not talking.
So do you think if America gets involved and then come to, in quote now, save Christians in Nigeria, do you think it will lead to an unrest between Christian and Muslim? Like the Sheik has said, it might let Muslims turn against Christians.
We have tolerated enough. We have taken enough from these people. Me and Sharibu, as I talk to you now, a young girl is now in what? Captivity because of her religion. Moses, have you seen any Christian group that have kidnapped any Muslim girl because of her faith? Yes, we kept quiet. Have you talked? Did you say anything? Somebody woke up one day, Sheik Gumi, and told her that Tinubu's wife should be killed because she's a Christian. That God told him to kill Tinubu's wife. I'm talking of provocative statements that can cause problems. Yes, we kept quiet. Moses, did you hear that? Did you say anything? Is it not how to show tolerance?
Okay.
So what kind of Muslim brother do the same thing? So that Nigeria will live in peace.
Before we come, sorry please, I want you to land on your thoughts.
Yeah, let them do the same thing. And see whether this place, when America will even look at us, not to talk of placing it on CPC. That's what we're saying here. It is because of the actions and statements of leaders that have caused the problem. They should not deny it. Yes, they still want to blame us for what they have caused. They still want to blame us to Moses. How do you take that? Is that not very short? You are talking of American something, but you insulted us. When you told us that, except you agree with the bandits, there will be no peace in Nigeria. Moses, can you beat that? And because of this statement, that's why Saudi Arabia could not tolerate you. They declared you persona non grata. Saudi Arabia, the seat of Islamic Caliphate. They could not tolerate, but here, you tell us all manner of things, you do all manner of things, and you get away with it.
All right, before we take contributions from Barrister Adam Zata, let me go back to Sheik Gumi. Sheik Gumi, are there? Okay, I understand that he has left the conversation. Let's continue now.
All right, from here, I think
yes.
Nobody celebrates failure except Nigerians, and that's why you see people hovering and romancing with the government. The government is behind what you are saying today, and I welcome what is coming from the United States of America. I agree with Donald Trump. When you have failed to put your house in order, you give room for outsiders to come.
I agree with Donald Trump.
Yes, I agree with him. Passionately, 5/10. I don't support military invasion.
So why do you have that
because I know this country is a very peculiar country. If you invade this country with force, you see that religion is going to set in, tribalism is going to set in. A lot of people are hibernating.
The question I'm asking is, why should that be a problem? Why should there be some religious uprising? Because what America is saying is that they will attack the Islamic terrorists. Do you think they don't have the means to identify who is a terrorist and who is just a Muslim? You think they don't have the means? Why should Nigerians be concerned that if terrorists that are causing insecurity in Nigeria are attacked, it will cause bigger problem, religious crisis in Nigeria? Why are we that concerned?
Let me give you a very peculiar situation.
Okay.
Don't we have Christians in the western part of the country? Do we experience that? No. That's the more reason they need to be diplomatic. By that statement, we are coming to attack terrorists in Nigeria. It's a different ballgame when you mention we are coming to attack the Muslim terrorists.
Islamic jihadists.
It's a very specific statement.
Do we have
so apparently, I'm saying,
Nigeria?
considering the antecedents of how Americans have gone to other parts of the world, and they have failed. They have gone to Afghanistan, they have failed. They're left with heavy problem in that other part of the world. That was like a political problem. And then, whether we like it or not, they went there, they failed. They went to Afghanistan, they failed. They went to Libya, they failed. We look at all these antecedents, and then considering the fact that this country is just a growing country, it's a developing country. I agree with the provisions of the Constitution, particularly Section 10 of the Constitution, that states that no states shall adopt state religion. But you see that some parts of about 10 states in the north, they have not even for a long time ago, for more than 20 years now, is now the part and parting of their system. And then you see that the government will continue to pamper these people. They're ignoring and romancing with them on a daily basis. It's wrong. And I also agree with President Donald Trump to an extent. I love what is happening because it's putting more pressure on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because if you look at the build-up towards the election that ushered in the late President Muhammadu Buhari and others, you see series of statements from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is a lot of pressure on the then President Jonathan. Heaven will fall. Jonathan is running the kindergarten, this government, this and that. The same person is in power now.
Interesting you mentioned this. In 2014, some governors went to the United States of America to complain about genocidal, well, that wasn't the word used there, but complain about Christians being killed in Nigeria in their numbers in 2014. Why didn't we see that as a problem? Why is it a problem now that Christians are crying out that they're being killed in Nigeria? It wasn't a problem in 2014, just before elections. The figures at that time are even higher than what we've experienced in the first half of this year. Why was it
it's not the same people. They are using it for political reasons. Is it not the same Bola Ahmed that led the team then? He led the team, used the social media fora for their selfish interests. And that is the government that demolished Jonathan administration and then usher in the then president.
Any desire to end what is going on now?
The government have failed. If you ask me to rate this government, I will rate them 0/10 in all aspects. Is it a government that is bent on inflicting hardship on Nigerians? Is that the government? Is it the government that failed to protect people in line with the provisions of the Constitution? Is that what you call a government? That is total failure. And then I'm saying that the president will resign forthwith. Because if you cannot protect properties and life, what are you there for? Because there must be life first before you can even say you want to govern people. So the government have failed woefully. I'm in support of what is happening. I love the pressure from the United States of America. To an extent.
All right, to an extent. Barrister, let's have your concluding thoughts on this one.
My concluding thought is that look, this religious sentiment should stop. Our Muslim brothers should tolerate us, and let them meet us halfway. Moses, we have tried. We have tried as a religious group. We have tried. All the things that are done to us in this country, we have never retaliated. Is that not how to show goodwill? Is that not to show tolerance? Why is it that every time all the problem will be coming from, and not only that, I'm not even seeing it as a problem. Rather, they blame me and you over here for the problem they created. I mean, these are the issues here. If they should do that, even Trump will not look at us. All this noise about CPC will not come up. Let them try to tolerate the Christians for God's sake. That's what I'm saying. They should tolerate the Christians because we have tried. No other religious group can tolerate what we are going through here. And it's because of this intolerance that is causing problem. When you pamper these people and see them as the best thing that happened after Jesus Christ, then they will continue to do what they are doing. You have not seen it as a problem. These people that are occupying Benue and Plateau villages, where are they from? What religion do they profess? All the people that are marauding all over the north in the name of Israel, Boko Haram, bandits, or whatever, are they Christians? Moses, are they Christians? So, who is behind all these things? Can't we tell the northern leader to come together? Take yourself inside the room and talk to yourself. These are your children. Even somebody told them that they are their boys. So when you have done all that, why are you coming out to blame us?
All right, Barrister, let's take this conversation to Sheik Gumi, who we understand has joined us again on the conversation. Sheik, once again, I want to say thank you for being a part of this conversation. You did mention earlier that the Nigerian army at the moment are doing well enough to manage the insecurity within the space. And of course, you mentioned Kaduna State that have been relatively peaceful from your perspective as well. But the question about Donald Trump's statement, particularly in helping Nigeria go off insecurity when it comes to these jihadist group, is one that you have found us. And you may mention that the presidency should reject that statement. In fact, you also did say that the consulate in Nigeria should be called to order. From your perspective, as it stands, do you think the sovereignty of Nigeria has not been trampled upon with the level of insecurity that has been deviled us and the fact that the government has consistently have conversation with terrorists, which again is against the constitution of Nigeria as a nation?
Okay, I actually don't understand the particularly what you want me to comment on now, but you see, you are dealing with this Western colonist, imperialist, supremacist mind. They know how to divide brothers and make them fight. I don't think their interference in Nigerian internal affairs should be rejected by all meaningful nationalist, patriotic Nigerian. Yes, we have problem, and yes, in fact, even to accuse the government, of being complicit in this is even obnoxious. I don't know how somebody in that position should ever even suggest that Nigerian government is complicit or that Nigerian government is not doing anything to curb them. In fact, what Nigerian government did was it was able to contain. We are able to contain these terrorists more than Mali is doing. Mali with all their dedication and patriotism, I think now they are just some few kilometers from the capital. What I think we should do, we should unite as Nigerians. These people, they don't have religion. They are just, I don't know. It's an evil that God has sent it not only to everybody, to the Muslim Christians.
They don't have religion, and also aligned with what we got information.
Yes, let me tell you. You see, let me tell you one thing. You see, I don't think any of you is versed in Islamic studies. Prophecies. We have a prophecy in the books of the Hadith. Is there written? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, said, "In the end of times, there will be youthful children coming out in the name of Islam, killing people." This is exactly mentioned in the Hadith. Okay. So it's an evil to us, camouflaging as Muslims. And let me tell you one thing, even like Trump and his white supremacists are having problem in America. It's not all Americans accept what they are doing.
Exactly.
Sorry, Wait. In every religion, you have this extremist. Trump is just an example of this terrorist. Look at Netanyahu, the Jewish. Many Jews are against what he's doing, the genocide in Gaza. So even we Muslims, we have such extremists.
No, we also established all this, Sheik. We have established all this. At this point in time, Sheik, we've established that this is more like a perilous time that we're having, especially in Nigeria to start with. We've been told that these people are not Nigerians. And not just that, too, we were also told by the NSA that they're foreigners. As a matter of fact, the Hunter leader also told Nigerians that, yes, they were able to sack them, especially from Burkina Faso and also from Niger. They were sacked. For example, I've told Jubelo, who is a Nigerian, and he is in Nigeria now, spreading his tentacles, trying to kill people at this point. Now, isn't it a good thing that at this point, we're getting people that will help us to squash them and get Nigeria back to what Nigeria should be, especially restoring our peace and our hope?
Let me tell you, madam, you see, Trump is an extremist, just like this extremist you are fighting. In fact, they could even be behind them just because they want our resources. In fact, so many experts, intelligence said the West is behind Al-Qaeda, the West is behind ISIS, the West is behind all this, so that, they give you a problem and suggest a solution. Then they are building the biggest consulate in Nigeria. Why? In Lagos. Because they want to come and establish the authority and power here. So you people should not allow them to use the name of Christianity. There are no any Christians. This man grabbing women and doing all those kind of things. This is convicted felony. I think he's coming to protect. Christianity is a reverend religion. In Islam, let me tell you, read the Quran. The Quran is there. وَجَعَلْنَا فِي قُلُوبِ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُ رَحْمَةً وَرَحْمَةً. Allah has told us in the Quran, the followers of Jesus, Allah has put compassion and mercy in their hearts. They are very loving people. This is Christianity, not this kind of nonsense cowboy accusing people, threatening all the world and one thing is an antichrist, because in the name of Christ, and he's saying he's a peaceful man and he's a warmonger, trying to cause problem all over. So I want Nigerian Christians to know they have no better friends than these Muslims we are neighbors with. We can live together in peace. Somebody,
Go ahead.
hello. Somebody rang. Ojuku wanted to use it, before saying that Muslims are killing Christians. Before, unfortunately for him, General Gawan was a Christian and his deputy was a Christian. We didn't mind, Once there is peace and stability, I'm telling you, Nigerian Muslims they are one of the most.
I asked the question earlier, but I think the network took you off, and it's a good thing that you're back. So let me ask you the same question I asked in the studio. In 2014, some governors in Nigeria, about 9 or 10 of them, went to the United States to complain about insecurity, about Christians in particular being killed, the number at which Christians were being killed, and they took that complaint to America to complain. At the time, you think that was what do you make of that complaint? What is the difference between that happened in 2014 and Nigerians now, some from the Christian extraction saying they are being killed in our numbers and they need help?
The difference is between the heavens and earth. Those ones went to America seeking for assistance and help, not for America to come and.
But Christians have sought help.
Let me tell you how America can help us. They can give us drones, surveillance drones. They can also give us fighting.
Which of course we have before 12 Tucano jets. They've gotten weapons.
Tucano jets are useless. They just use Buhari. Sorry to say, it's already a deceased person. They use an idiot to collect money, about $500 million from Nigeria without even going through the Senate.
What weapon do you think Nigeria should go for now? Because
usually, I think it's a drone technology. Drone technology for surveillance and for engagement will do very well for us. That Americans can do, and they can help us with it. They have been helping Israel to fight Gaza. They can do it, but they are not ready to do it. How can they tell me they want to come and start bombing Nigerians when they will be bombing innocent people? And they will compound the problem. In fact, our problem is local, and we the locals down, we know better how to deal with it than somebody outside coming to threaten. And more or less, you see, I'm not a really fan of government. Honestly, I've been critical of government, but I think it's a slight on Tinubu's government. Honestly, I felt the man honestly we all need to gather around this man and help him to overcome the problem. Honestly speaking, because he's doing his best. Really.
Right. All right. Now, thank you so very much, Sheik. I want to come back to the studio. Barrister, I've been seeing you saying several things on the ground, but let's have your opinion on these particular moves.
Look, I hate when people gaslight the whole Nigeria, not just one place, not just a group. I see this thing as gaslighting, because when Jonathan was in office, Jonathan had to bring General Ihejirika, who gave Boko Haram help. He was chasing them back to, in fact, it was Ihejirika that identified Sambisa Forest, where he chased them into. What is what happened? Not only that started writing petition against Jonathan, sending letter to ICC, to America, to everybody, that Jonathan want to do genocide, he want to retaliate what they did to them during the war. Is that not what happened here in Nigeria? For a people who wanted this thing to end, wouldn't you have encouraged Jonathan in what we're doing? Please, somebody should answer me.
Yes, I will.
Because I'm coming. Please, I'm coming.
Answer you.
Yes, I'm coming. Now, Jonathan had to return Hejika, and the thing now escalated under Buhari. Again, listen, if these people meant well, why are they spreading from the whole north now? They are coming to the south. Initially, they told us it was herdsmen. They were looking for grazing. Now, the whole thing has spread all over Nigeria. Is there any state in Nigeria today that is not expressing this thing? So what's the meaning? They want us to believe in what they're doing, Abi. They want us to believe in terrorism so that we cannot live. Is that what you're telling me? No, tell me. So pampering these people is a no-no for me.
Okay.
Let's have your response.
I think there's a miscommunication between North and the South. There's a missing gap. Hejireka, we are there, we are here. Hejireka, in fact, I had a lady from Maiduguri saying, it's over the news, that we prefer Boko Haram to what the army was doing in Maiduguri. We were killing innocent people. It was very merciless, killing innocent people. That's why the northern states was all united that this man must go. Because You see, you need to follow these things systematically, slowly, gently, just like treating a brain cancer. If you go in there with roughness, you will kill the patient. But you have to be very delicate, trying to extract the cancer from the normal cells gently and remove them. This is how these people are infiltrated the society. You can't come, even the bombs that was in United Nations, the one in 1st October Eagle, the one in Kaduna, the one in Jaji, the one in Kano, they are all done by a clandestine security, not by Boko Haram. Boko Haram don't have capacity for that.
Do you want these individuals, these clandestine security, as you call them? Would you like to see them annihilated? Would you like to see them wiped out? Would you like to see those that are displacing Nigerians, those that are causing?
Let me tell you, it's there in our hadith. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, if I am alive, I will annihilate them. This is what you use, annihilate them, because they are the most evil people created by God.
So you would like to see them wiped out?
Yes, yes. So we want to see them wiped out, but we see not by killing innocent people.
Oh, no.
Not by killing them. But when you say innocent people, Sheikh, what exactly are you referring to? Are you referring to the people, the Islamic jihadists themselves, who again have been...
No, you see, they have... Look, let me tell you, this Boko Haram, usually they're Kanuri people. So if you go into Maiduguri, how can you differentiate between normal Kanuri and normal Boko Haram? And you start killing... You start rounding up boys. You see, this...
Are they Boko Haram? The ones in Kaduna, are they Boko Haram? They're not. We have different terrorist organization now moving.
Yes, we have.
You say you want them to be annihilated, and in another branch you say you're not calling for them to receive amnesty. So how do we now?
I don't know how I can make you understand. You see, just have faith in us. We want this problem to stop, but not the way you are thinking about it.
The Boko Haram, the girls the Chibok girls that were kidnapped up until today, we're yet to see most of them reunite with their parents. We also have the Dabuchi girls and so many other process. For example, I stay in the north. I love the people a lot. But at this point in time, so many things are happening.
Yes, you see, as you agreed, we agreed. It doesn't. In fact, we are even more concerned than you, because they are staining this beautiful religion of Islam. Really, you see. And I've told you, when you go back, all of you, check the book of Islam, or even just chat GPT and say, what did the Prophet said about the youth coming to kill people?
How much longer, Sheikh? How much longer should Nigerians wait to have a peaceful country where you can travel without the fear of being kidnapped? You can sleep at night without the fear of being invaded and your house burnt with children, women and children.
What we realized is that a nation like Nigeria with 200 million people, if you leave about 50 million uneducated, marginalized, out of the system, and suddenly this modern education, availability of drugs, and gun runners, everywhere, they tend to form this kind of terrorist group. Wait, so Nigeria now,
because the Boko Haram that we have been speaking for is a group against Western education.
So if they want, let's just wait. There's difference between Western education and modern education. Chinese are producing cars without speaking English. Russians are producing aeroplanes without speaking English. So if they say they don't want English, what means English?
To that, you see, at first, for Sheik Gumi to even agree in terms of education, the failure of the leaders in the north to educate their citizens, he agreed. It means that it shows that the northerners has failed woefully. They are the problem we have in this country. It was not like that before. You see, if a criminal is helping you to look for his or his fellow criminals, you will never get those criminals. It's what Sheik Gumi is doing, because he is the mouthpiece of this group. He has been the one negotiating with the federal government on behalf of the terrorist group. Now, the problem here is, you said these people are not educated. No, at first you said Donald Trump should not come. They are interested in our resources, and because your citizens, the northerners, they are not educated, they lack education, is the reason why these issues continue. That first of all, they need to educate them. And again, you said these people, you don't know where they are from. That's what most of them in the north, that's what they are saying. Nobody agrees that they are northerners or they are Fulanis in the north. They said they are from different parts of the country. Even if, yes, we understand that they imported, during that election, they imported some groups, some militants, or not militants, some terrorists to the country to dislodge Jonathan from office. That contributed to the problem. Even if we have this problem of insecurity, but it has never been this worse. Now, you say you don't know where these people are from. You don't know them. And now they are the one terrorizing the country, holding the country ransom. You said they lack education. You don't know these people, but you said they lack education because you said it's not the northerners that you know they are not the one terrorizing. They are not the one. They are not the bandits we're talking about. You don't know them. You don't know where they are from, but you'll be their mouthpiece negotiating with the federal government. You don't know where they are from. They are not educated. You want a government of Nigeria to educate foreigners who are not Nigerians, who are terrorizing, who are killing Nigerian citizens, that we should educate them. Is that what you're saying? Does it work like that? No. Okay. Even if you are to educate them, okay, let's assume you want to educate the northerners that you know, right? It is not the federal government, because it is the same allocation given to people, given to the leaders or the governors in the south. The south is the same allocations are being given to the governors in the north. Sometimes the northerners, they are not producing anything. They are not producing anything to the federal government account. They are not remitting nothing compared to what is coming from the south and the southeast. Yet when it comes to allocation, what the northerners are getting far better than what some of the south are getting. The south that are producing the money. The south and the southeast that are producing the money. Yet allocations is being given to them far better than the allocation given to people in the south. Yet they are able to put their heads together to educate their citizens, because education matters to them, right? And now you are complaining. Now you say there is no education for them. There is no secular schools for them. They have Amajiri school, and even in China, the Chinese people, they are not educated. They don't speak English, but they are doing a lot of stuff. Whose fault is, anyways, you have admitted that it is the failure of the leaders in the north, the governors in the north. If these people are not, Nigeria is not Nigeria is a secular state country. We speak English. English is even we have different dialects. All the regions, they have their language, they have dialect. So dialect is not our official language. Abi? English is our country. Other official countries where they speak English, where they speak language is their official language before they decided to learn English on their own. So we are not a language. If we are to go by language, we have different languages that we speak in this country. So because you guys do not provide alternative education for these people, because you make them to understand that it is only Arabic school that is important for them. These people are willing, if you provide this education for them, you make them to understand the importance of this education we're talking about. You provide alternative for them. Even if you are a Muslim, but you are educated, isn't it? So if you provide this level of education alternative for them, if you want to go to a Majiri school, you want to go to an Arabic school, fine, it is your choice. If you want to go to a secular school where you can learn other things, it is fine, it is your choice. But now it is mandatory for them, or like it is mandatory for them. Everybody have been compelled to go to Arabic school and study Islamic. Meanwhile, there is no alternative for them. Now it's like they are left with no options. The option is you must go to Amajiri school, you must go to Arabic school. Do you understand? This self entitlement, sense of entitlement, it is not helping. Now look at what you say, everything you say. How can you say again? And that's another problem that the military are facing now. They cried out many times, but one of the major ones said you can this bandit can be redirected, they can become the president of this country. Just imagine, say, this Toji Bello now, you now said he's repented, he becomes the president of this country. That means everybody is gone in this country. Since they can be repented, because they can be repented and be redirected and be recruited into different government parasata. Do you understand? Now, you want to redirect foreigners because you say you don't know them, you don't know where they are from. So you want then military to recruit, to redirect these people, stranger, to rehabilitate them, redirect them, then give them everything. In fact, that's what they are already getting. What they are even getting now, because they are pampering them in the north. What they are getting from the government, the citizens that you know they are not harmful to the society, they don't even get it. They don't even get the kind of protection provisions these people are getting from the north. Do you understand? So now, you want to redirect foreigners you don't know. When you redirect them, rehabilitate them, you now recruit them into Nigeria military to go and fight your city. No, it's not going to work. If it was going to work, these people would have dealt with this bandit, the military. But they are crying out that before anything, they leak their information to them. So how do you expect it to work? So all the problem is from the north. We all know this. It's because the way the northerners, this Muslim has been vocal, have been reacting, and be using derogatory languages, words on the government, on the Christians in the south, in the southeast. If Christians has been doing like that, Christians leader associations has been doing the same thing, this problem would have actually Donald Trump or whoever American president would have come to Nigeria since to intervene. Because if we had to respond to them the way they are doing, do you understand? If we have to do the same thing, this country wouldn't have contained every one of us. That is just the truth. But they don't want to take the brains, but they want to put it on another. Meanwhile, they are the creators of this problem. They create this problem that the country is going through today. Who imported this insecurity to this country, Nigeria, the Northerners. So the leaders of the North in various places, if not all, they have failed woefully. You would have thought, okay, Buhari came, he has been desperate to be the president. You think, okay, he has a solution. If Buhari was able to solve the problem of Northerners, even the SASA will still be able to manage, cope with them. Okay, solve the problem of the North and leave the SASA alone. Buhari came, he didn't do nothing. He didn't solve any problems in any region. He created more problems. He gives opportunity to these foreigners to come to the country to start killing our citizens. When you say something, they are asking you. They are asking who give you the power. Who ask you to do that? The audacity they have to speak to people in a way they like. When you have different, if at anyways, you listen to them. And again, this barrister, in fact, I like your style. You give it to this man. If we have many people speaking the truth to power like this, bring people let them know their offenses. Let them know that this problem, it doesn't matter where you are from. If this same barrister has been blaming a lot of people from the SASA, what they do, you did this, you did that. So we need to put people to where they belong. Let them know what they did and how to correct it. And because the problem is already there now, is the solution. If you want to solve this problem, you need to go to the root. If you don't know the root or the root cause of this problem, you cannot solve the problem. So all these are the problem, and you need to bring them. Let them take the responsibility of the problem they created, and then the solution still need to come from within. What do you think? And again, Barrister Darlington, I don't know. Anyways, if I say this now, I will offend a lot of persons. I won't say that, especially this channel. Anyways, what do you think? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. What do you think about this Gumi message and Barrister Darlington? Leave your honest opinion.